Hello and welcome back to this edition of Kids Zone, the Christian education moment designed for the entire family. Okay, so we're in this series talking about it's personal. That's the theme of this series over the next few weeks. And what we're talking about is this idea of how our relationship is personal with Jesus and the reasons why. So today, wanted to start talking about what my life was like in middle school. I was so into, at one point, these things called Gigapets. Now, before we had Apple Watches and Google Watches and other types of devices on our arms, at one point we rocked the Gigapet or the Giga Baby or the different Nano Babies. It was a little watch on your arm and you would feed it, and whether you had a dinosaur, if you had the pet, or if you actually had a baby. And it seemed like everybody was into that fad and that trend of having that particular game, and it was a thing to have. When you were in school, and sometimes it would make a beeping noise because you had to feed it. Oh my gosh, if you remember it, please shout out, let me know right now in the comments. But I remember having that on my watch, thinking it was so important, and that because it mattered to me, that it mattered to everybody else. Well, maybe you're like me and you were disappointed when you figured out that it didn't matter to everyone else. Look, everybody has something that they think is important to them, that matters to them. Like, I am really into Spartan races. I am in Spartan races so much that I have t-shirts, and that was my medallion. I just felt like I have t-shirts from when I've earned from races. I have my medals. I bought several t-shirts from just like Trifecta, Alert, and even sweatshirts with the Spartan race on it. I mean, like, I am so deep into like these obstacle course races that I even have a team that made a shirt one time when we went, and we have it on the back. I mean, like, I'm really into these types of things, and I think that it's important to everybody else, but it really isn't, because everybody doesn't do the Spartan races. Maybe you're into fashion or video games or TikTok videos or cooking or going outside or just playing different things. Those are the things that matters to you, and that's okay. But sometimes we make these assumptions that things that matter to us matters to everyone else. We sometimes think because we think we know them based on what they look like, or we think we really have them figured out, when we really don't even know what really matters to them. In our story, we're talking about Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus encounters Jesus because he wanted to know more about who this person was. So much he climbs up on a tree to see above the crowds. The people did not like Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus was someone that the folks just did not want to be around. He was deemed one of the folks who were not worthy always of being around religious leaders and teachers. And Jesus goes against their beliefs and actually figures out what matters to Zacchaeus the most and builds a relationship with him. He goes beyond just the external and what people have said about him, because he wants to get to know Zacchaeus and build a relationship with him. Jesus didn't let the assumptions prevent him from building a relationship with Zacchaeus and understanding what really matters. And just like what he did for Zacchaeus, he does the same thing to us. See, it's personal because Jesus knows what matters to you. He knows what matters to me. He knows what's deep down inside of my heart, knows what things that really motivates me, what my dreams are, what things that I want to achieve in life. And he's not worried about the superficial things. Oftentimes we make what we assume about other people prevent us from really getting to know them because they don't look like us, or they may not have the same type of family as we do, or they may not do the same things that we like to do. And that's okay. But what really makes the difference in having true relationships with people is when you really get a chance to know someone beyond what you can see. And that's what's so great about our relationship with Jesus, is that Jesus knows what matters to us most. So I want you to do two things that I think can benefit ourselves and other people. You can tell Jesus what matters to you and continue building that personal relationship with Jesus Christ, because as you do that, you are allowing your relationship to blossom and you grow deeper in God. But you can also get to know other people and figure out what matters to them. Why why don't you pick up the phone and call someone, or get on your device and FaceTime or video chat with someone and figure out what really matters to them. Because when we figure out what matters to us most, we build these great relationships that are personal, so that the things that divides us, whether by race or color or whether we are our gender, does not have to separate us. We know what's at the inside of us, and we're following what Jesus showed when he built a personal relationship with Zacchaeus and found out what matters the most. What would our world look like if we built more personal relationships and not just a relationship or an idea based on what we think we know about other people? Think about that. I want you to write me this week and tell me about the things you've been doing in COVID, maybe some exciting things you've been doing this year, and how you've been coping and getting through it. I want to see those exciting stories, hear those exciting stories, and you might get a chance to hear those stories on this worship service. And so, again, write me, sgreen@ame7.church, sgreen@ame7.church. I want to hear from you. I want to see your family photos and big videos and different ideas, because we have a big holiday coming up, and I know a lot of you are thinking about different ways to share the holidays in a virtual and safe and social distance way. So let's do it as a great big family and share our resources with one another. Okay? Do me that. And remember this, if you can't love yourself, well, how can you love your brother or your sister or other people if you truly don't love yourself? So this week, love yourself enough to go out and reveal to others what matters to you most. And as you do that, you find out also what matters to them most, and be the great disciples of Jesus Christ that he wants us all to be. All right, that's all I have for you today, and God bless you. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it.